This podcast series brings powerful voices of Balkan women who are pathfinders and pathmakers for other women and for a more equitable society. Let's shed some light on the captivating intersection of artificial intelligence and gender. Does AI have the power to decode the centuries-long gender imbalances and societal inequalities that persist? What are its implications in terms of human rights and a future where all are equally valued? With today's guest of our Bold Balkan Women podcast stream, we will navigate the complex maze of algorithms and data and explore the implications of this critical issue on human rights. With our distinguished guest on the Bold Balkan Women podcast, we seek to better understand the role of AI in shaping a more equitable and just world. I welcome our guest, Teuta Sahatqija, a woman of many dimensions. She is Kosovo's former Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, Kosovo's ambassador to New York, an engineer, a woman in tech ambassador, a certified digital transformation expert with a passion for gender equality and technology. Teuta, welcome to the Balkan Forum podcast.
Thank you. I am very honored to be today with you and share my thoughts on two very important issues for me. I am a believer in gender equality and I'm a believer in tech.
It's a great topic that we are delving in today, so let me start with my first question. Bias in artificial intelligence algorithms has been a growing concern, particularly regarding gender bias. Could you explain how biases emerge in AI systems? What are some potential consequences they have on women?
Artificial intelligence is here and it's here to stay. It is not any more future thing, but it's very present in our lives, in our work, in our search through internet, in our search for products and many more. Especially after the new year with powerful emerging of ChatGPT, AI became visible to everybody else who were not able to perceive its existence. But when we talk about artificial intelligence, we need to have in mind that artificial intelligence have its algorithms. And I used to say that artificial intelligence have two pillars, two hands. One is big data and another is machine learning. Big data is data from all over internet, collected all through the years of existence of internet. And machine learning is algorithm, is a program, is pure mathematics that collects this data, process them, 80% of them, learn from them, and use 20% of data for controlling itself, whether it is good or not. The outcome is predictions. So machine learning gives predictions. What percentage is accurate for that question? On top of these two pillars is artificial intelligence that take predictions from machine learning, use the big data and make decisions for us. This sounds very nice, very smooth, but let's dive deep in that. The big data in internet is 85 to 90% is data of white men, 80 kilo and more, where women is a little minority. So there is no diversification. This machine learning that will read, that will learn from this data, will replicate existing biases and give predictions. And artificial intelligence will take these predictions and make decisions. Let's take an example. If artificial intelligence is used in HR for hiring someone in a high position, it will learn that 90% of positions are men positions. So automatically women will be discriminated in that HR because it will replicate the existing bias and existing situation. That's why it's such important to analyze and immediately, urgently to intervene in all parts of this triangle, especially in big data as a source of predictions and a source of decisions by artificial intelligence.
So, if artificial intelligence systems are biased, can we assume that they may provide inaccurate or misleading information? Would that lead to uninformed decisions? And what could be some of the implications from this?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, using biased data, machine learning who will make predictions based on this data, and artificial intelligence that will replicate this segregation, it will just seal this bias and bring not accurate, not diversified, and not right decisions. There are many examples that can be replicated. Let's use this ChatGPT now that is very popular. You cannot rely 100% on what ChatGPT is because it is still in learning phase, in taking data up to 2021. And in many occasions, regarding the way how you ask, how you present the questions, how you put the prompts, because it is now used the word prompt, it will give data that are not accurate. I believe that everybody need to found many times inaccurate data. So yes, we are in a situation where artificial intelligence is taking a big portion of our work, a big portion of our changing our mindset toward our work, toward our life, toward our behaviors and everything. And it's a time still of uncertainty. It is time where we need to sit, to talk to ourselves, and to see what is a path when we can use artificial intelligence to be in our favor and not we to be the agent for artificial intelligence.
Let me ask you this question. Are we then in danger of our virtual selves taking a life of their own in this world?
Oh, thank you for this question. I think it is an emerging issue, still very much unknown, and that needs really to be tackled and to be regulated. If we are talking about human rights, about our body rights that are covered by human rights laws and conventions and regulations from decades now, our digital body, our digital image, our digital voice, our avatar is still completely not covered by legislation, by human rights. And as such, it can be misused for many reasons. Let's take example. Someone could use our image, our voice, dynamics, the tonality, the frequency, our behavior, eyes and movement, and put a text to be seen from the users as our own, and choosing by search engine optimization, choosing the groups that are susceptible to these kind of messages, it can very easily be spread, become viral, and make enormous damages to individual, but also meddle with election processes, turn the democracy to abusers, and even in negotiation times, in difficult times, it can trigger the conflicts between countries, between regions and others. So yes, we are in a time that we need to be aware, and we need to regulate this totally unregulated field.
So this is another threat that our society is facing. but what are some ethical challenges that we should be mindful of as AI continues to evolve?
Yeah, let's take one easy example. If a professor gave to students an assignment and students just use ChatGPT or other AI tools that can write that assignment or thesis or discussions and other. So whose work is that? Is that a work of a student? Is that a work of machine? If that machine make some mistakes, who will take the blame for those mistakes? So I think the ethics will start from that, but not finished in that. So it can have multiple implications in our life. So we really need to not only to distinguish our physical, our real life from our digital life and draw the line of ethics between two worlds that are intertwined heavily.
And are going to be intertwined even more, I assume. So how can we navigate these challenges to create a more equitable and inclusive future?
Human history is filled with different revolutions, industrial revolutions. And as a first response to unknown, humans are prone to stop, to block, to destroy. But none of them was possible during the history, and it will not be possible up to now. So artificial intelligence is here, and we need to find the way to use that very powerful tool in our benefit. But to use that tool, we need, as one, to have regulations. 2, to have digital literacy. 3, to have media literacy. And to have cooperation between regions, between internationally, to have joint efforts in all of this. Because in digital world, there is no place with the borders. Even in cybersecurity, when there is a threat, that threat travels from one server to another all around the world, making it almost impossible or very difficult to find the source, to find the real IP from where that threat is coming. The same is with artificial intelligence. It erased the borders. That's why the joint effort between countries, inside every country, between government, between education institution, between civil society, between media, is the utmost necessity. So I think that these are the steps that we need to pursue. I'm happy to see that European Council of Europe started with some efforts to regulate the field of artificial intelligence, and the same is started from United Nations. It's still in a very early phase, but I think that it needs to fast forward with the efforts to make inclusion of all stakeholders in order to make the world good place for humans able to use digitalization in their favor.
Thank you so much, Teuta, for your crystal clear explanations of these questions, this is still something very new to us. These are mind-bending events that are taking the world all over, and we really appreciate for you taking your time to speak to the Balkan Forum team on our Bold Balkan Women podcast. It was a pleasure having you here.
Thank you very much for having me, and I was honored and happy to share my thoughts with you.
We look forward to more continued such interesting interviews with you.